And welcome back into the MLE Network. It is prime time Saturday night. We have more playoff implications to try to solve as we jump over to the Premier League. Tropic Division is in focus. Chris Curtis and Inanimate J with you for this second of 3 series tonight. It is the Shadow and the Flames, Jay, and the Shadow just got to take care of business.
Absolutely. Nothing short of a 5-0 sweep of this series will do the Shadow any good. The Flames can play spoiler with a single win here, themselves out of the playoffs after the Sharks won 3 to lock themselves near the top of the Tropic Division. The Shadow, the only team that can catch them. They need to get past them, and they can only do it with every game in this 5-game set.
Well, it'll be a pretty good Rocket League if the Shadow can show up to play from Game 1 at start to the end of Game 5. The Flames going to try to keep their division rivals out of the playoff picture for season number 10. We're about to get things underway. It is Good Neighbor and Striker for the Flames. It is DeGalib and Unearthly Legend for the Shadow, and we are underway with game number 1. This will be in the Flames' end for the moment. Striker going to put this in his own corner so the Flames can try to regroup. Pinch challenge out of that corner. Might set up the Shadow on a real good forecheck. That's going to put it far side. There is Legend, but he can't quite put it home. Now it's a 2v empty net the other way. Gallup gets back in time. Neighbor, what the fuck, is going to put that one far side and in. Flames get the start they want. It's a 1-0 lead.
Well, this is the type of play that you just fear as a defender. Adominus with full control. You don't have any momentum to get out and challenge. And Good Neighbor makes it count. Flicks it top 90 far side. Flames strike first.
Flames have enough to spoil the Shadow's goals and dreams of getting into the playoff picture. They might be able to add another one to the list, but that pinch is going to send it hard off the back wall in the Shadow end. Legend. That plays laterally. Striker back towards the back wall. DeGalib in a tough spot. Legend needs a clear. He's going to get one. Goes off the lateral wall with it. Has possession and control. That double demo is going to put it towards the net. It's a 1v1 on the other side. That's hard off the back. The respawn has happened, but it puts Striker in a real good spot offensively. Gets the challenge needed towards the goal line, and they add another one on. Good Neighbor, 2-0 lead. Flames on top.
Well, good goal for the Flames, bad goal for the narrative here as the Flames have come out on fire, pardon the pun, as the Shadow just cannot seem to string a couple of sets of possession together right now, and that's a big problem for them, especially needing every single game here.
So, fun fact, Jay, about Flame and about Fire. Did you know that Fire does not cast a Shadow?
But what?
Fire does not cast a Shadow. Go light a candle.
I might have to fact check. I might have to fact check you after the stream.
That's gonna be a cross. Gallup gonna put this one hard towards the Flame net, and it's gonna find its way home. They have the lead. It's 2-1.
Unearthly Legend, great 50 there. Gets that flat, straight challenge off of Neighbor out in front. Gallup's in a perfect spot to take control of that ball upfield. Nobody home as Striker far side, not able to get the rotation in time. Big goal for the Shadow. They keep it within 1.
Minute 21 gone in a 2-1 contest. Striker is going to have a chance off the nose. That goes far side and away. Oh, the redirect is good. I did not think he had the double touch there, and he does. 3-1 lead for the Flames.
Good pass by Striker to himself, actually, is Unearthly Legend off the kickoff. Not getting a great read on that. Had to come around and try to play that one there. And again, with the Flames up 2 here, the Shadows' season already in danger here. They cannot tie the Sharks. They must get past them to win the division here. So a 4-1 will not be good enough. They have to take this game.
This is going to be Neighbor chance to put it in. Still a 2-goal advantage. Legend gets the better of the challenge. Not a lot of momentum for the Flames there. That's going to be in front of the Flames net. Control taken in. Good Neighbor. Like a good neighbor, he flicks over there, but it didn't quite go in. 2 minutes gone in game 1. It remains 3-1. Did I break you? I broke you.
I had nothing to follow that.
Shadow tried to get this one in front. The Gallup goes over his head. Gonna give it a chase into his own corner. Gets the turn off the left bumper. Has the control on the sidewall. Legend lurking. Midfield and a little bit further. Now needs a touch to keep it in the offensive end. Gets that at least. And the Flames have the lateral clears to get it out of range of a straight shot on net. That's a play over the midfield line. Gallup over one, trying to get this one towards the net off the bump play, and it's going to be Legend that's responsible for keeping it in. Gallup going to try to catch, and he does so to keep it in the Flames. And another opportunity. That one's hard off the back as well. Real nice save by Striker to get up and take that one aside. The cherry picker on the other side is going to give them a 3-goal advantage, and the Shadow are chasing their tail as they're trying to come back here.
That is a huge swing for the Flames. Completely under pressure. The Shadow looking for it, couldn't get it, and off the huge play, Striker comes up big at both ends, putting the Shadow 2 minutes and 9 seconds away from a season of what-ifs.
Shadow gotta get one. They gotta get one, then they gotta get 2 more, but the first one is always the biggest. This is the play in front. Striker couldn't get that one home. Legend needs a play that goes directly to the Flames net. That's going to be hard off the sidewall. This might be in, and it will be to get them back within 2. The Gallup finishes the job. It's 4-2.
Great challenge by Legend. Keeps that ball away from Neighbor. Striker's not rotating back in time quick enough, and Gallup able to get to that one. A good redirect. Not a lot on that one, but you don't need it when the net's open like that. Get it on, get it hard, and hopefully good things happen. It does so. Shadow K alive here.
They, well, for how long, though? Gallup needs a clear. Misses the clear. That's in frame. That's a problem for the Shadow, and Neighbor's going to put that one home. Get them back to 3 up.
That's a lot of boost spent by DeGallop to try and get up and play that one. Might have been better to just save it, drive up the backboard with how long that ball was floating above that backboard there. The decision to go up first time ends up in the Shadow's net. It's again a 3-goal lead.
99 seconds left in game number 1. Flames, well, they're in fuego at the moment. This is going to be hard off the right back wall. Shadow trying to get something done, but the Flames have been all over them from the onset. Super aggressive play has worked real well for them on challenges in the offensive end. Another one here. Midfield presence real good for the Flames right now. Legend doesn't get it past the defender at midfield. The flick is gorgeous from Good Neighbor, and that is likely going to ice things in game 1.
Look at the control by Good Neighbor. Gets DeGallop to bite. Finally, after all of that control, corner to corner, box to box, flicks it far side. That's been 2 goals like that from Good Neighbor with the ball control on top of that dominance. Very, very good, and it's a big reason why it looks like the Flames will walk away with this one, a 7th for good measure.
Yep, and Striker gets the one from the parking lot as well, and the Shadow, you can tell that double commit, desperation time for them trying to get something going back the other direction, but the Flames have been in control from the onset. Shadow have had no answer to this point.
None whatsoever here, and now it really looks like nothing left to play for after this one too, except for pride and possibly prejudice. The way you look at it here is the Flames might ruin the season, but the Shadow can still finish above them in the standings.
Yep, and a little bit of bragging rights on the line if this continues the way it is. DeGallop's going to get a long play from his own end. That goes hard off the corner. Off the nose goes Neighbor. Follows it into the offensive end, but that'll get cleared away once more by a Legend. A little bit of back and forth here. As teams, well, Shadow, they're realizing the gravity of the situation now. Their Season 10 will come to a close in about 20 seconds' time. Legend with the catch and release. Tries to keep it with him. Good job by Neighbor to play laterally to the ball. Give himself as much hitbox space to hit that ball back the other way as possible. Up the sidewall. Flames have a chance to add an 8th. Double touch opportunity. Gallup gets the clear, and that is going to likely do it. They're going to go with a full keep it up rule for the moment. And the Flames walk away with a Game 1 win. The Shadow have been eliminated from Season 10 playoff contention.
Part of me just wants to double check my research. I may have missed something, but while I do that, I just want to talk about how heavy the Flames came in here looking to play the spoiler in this one. They came out, like, pardon the pun again, a house on fire. And it's the type of play that you want. When you know you have nothing left to play for in your season, then you want to make sure that everyone else around you suffers the same. And that's actually what happened here.
Can the Shadow, if they were to answer any of this, can they play spoiler to any of the other teams in their conference?
Nope. But I did double check my research, and actually the Shadow did sneak out a 4-1 a couple of weeks ago on the Sharks, which actually keeps them alive in the tiebreaker for one more game. One more game,
oh, yeah?
as I managed to miss that in my research. So yeah, the one note in our note said 5-0 was needed, and then the second note said a 4-1 was good, and then I tried to double check that and got the math wrong. Okay.
All right. Well, either way, then we're not dead yet. Talking about the Shadow, they can do it, but there is no more room for mistakes on their side. They get a second chance, a second life. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. Shadow and Flames, game number 2, playoff lives. Well, they live on for 5 more minutes. Game 2 is underway as Striker gets the initial clear from the Flames goal line. Definitely got to keep Good Neighbor in check. That's not a good way to keep Good Neighbor in check, though, but it's a good job getting back to take that ball away. Gallup going to have a chance along with Legend. That's a 2v1 on the other side. Got to get it mid, but Neighbor playing it well defensively will take that away from the Shadow, having an opportunity.
Legend looking for an aggressive demo on the goal line, didn't get there and ended up out of position. And a lot of boost spent there. They're really going to have to work to defend this corner now against the Flames, as Good Neighbor's real good in a tight space there.
4:19 to go. Shadow have a 2v1 back the other side. Good possession play. Neighbor with a save. Been doing it on both sides of the field as of right now. Flames get the clear. Good job from Striker. Gallo puts that hard towards the Flames net. That'll bounce off the ceiling towards the midfield dot. Legend puts it up. Gallo thinking about a follow, realizes he's beat. He'll back off and they'll play defense in their own end. We're scoreless. Over a minute into game 2. Shadow need every game from here on in. Gallup, hard towards the Flames net. That's an initial save from Striker. Chance in front for Legend to put it towards the net. Not able to get it done. Gallup lurking. Can't read the pass coming to him, and the Flames will clear. Up the sidewall. Neighbor beat to this. Gallup gets the touch. That's hard off the back. Legend knows he's beat. He'll wait for a moment for them to bring it to him. Gets it past one. Working towards the back wall. Going to try to put it into the center. Gallup with the challenge on the sidewall. 1v1 that side. There's a nice pass. Striker towards the net. Good save by Legend. Good job not overcommitting to the middle of the net there as he was able to get across and make that save. Good takeaway there on the save attempt. Up is the Shadow. That's Legend in front, and another good save, good clear from Neighbor as he has the ball in his possession and he's in a good spot to do something with it as they cross midfield.
Well, very tentative play, I'd say, from both teams here, as nobody's really going for anything spectacular. It's been very fundamental, very cautious Rocket League so far, and that's what you expect here with so much on the line for the Shadow. You can't take those big risks because you don't have that reward or any payoff if you don't make it happen, and that's a big deterrent to trying to make things happen.
And he's going to be in the corner, past one. Gallup has Legend on the other side. That's a nice pass. Going across. Shot on net is a grass burner, but it's not going to get in the air. And it will not make Striker work particularly hard to make that save. Gets it past Gallup. Legend going to try to challenge us. That's going to pinch towards the net, and the Flames have the first strike with 2:07 on the clock.
Well, that's unfortunate as Unearthly Legend in the corner tries to challenge that out. Both Flames players are there. All you have to do, really, I think, is cover the goal line there. There's no real deception to that play if the direct shot on goal, if you let them take it, but instead the challenge goes the wrong way, and the Shadows still chasing this, still chasing their playoff lives.
Be into the corner. Near side. Shadow have a chance to tie, and they do! Unearthly Legend gets them back even with 2 minutes left.
Good pressure by DeGallop in the corner. Both Flames players caught underneath this. No one can get a great read on that, and Striker gets the first touch, but Unearthly Legend with the greatest read, able to get across and keep that under the bar. The Shadow keep it close.
120 seconds to go. Striker is going to win the kick, but it goes right to the Shadow. Gallup needs a pass. Legend, far side has a chance, but a nice save. Getting in front of it is Striker. Neighbor, right wing side, has a chance. Far side off the post, couldn't quite finish the job, and Legend will have the challenge in front to take that one away. Flames still with the offensive chances. Legend will put it in his own corner. Now needs to get it past Neighbor, and does so back to midfield. In his own corner. Good play possession-wise for Legend. Off the sidewall. has the possession off the nose, gets the bump, chance for DeGala, but he's not going to read this well. Still a chance, but the challenge is going to go into the corner. And the Flames have a chance to clear it away once more with 75 ticks left in what could be the Shadow season. There's an opportunity towards the back wall, and it's hard for Striker, but to get the clear. And again, the Shadow keeping it in, trying to keep the pressure up with a minute to go. Good Neighbor loses the ball. That's hard off the crossbar again, and the Flames take possession once more. This would be an opportunity for Neighbor, but it goes by the wayside as a nice clear from Gallup follows that.
Nerves are starting to come in for both these teams, although Legend opens it up. Gallup finds the angle out of the corner. The Shadow take the lead.
That was needed. The demo on the other side, nobody coming on the back line to clear this one away, and Legend responsible as much as Gallup for that goal. It's a goal they needed with 42 ticks to go.
That is a huge goal, one that the Shadow desperately need, but the Flames can score out of nothing, and the Shadow are going to have to lock it down on the back line to see this one through.
Shadow trying to kill as much time as possible. That gives Striker an opportunity. Striker towards the sidewall, into the corner, trying to play the possession game. Good clear by Legend. Back the other way. Neighbor tries to catch it and misses the opportunity to do so. Gallup going to try to kill more time. 17 ticks to go. This will be in front of the Shadow net. Not where they want it. That's hard off the back end. Striker going to keep it in the Flames' possession, but the pinch is going to seal away game number 2. The Shadow are going to walk away with a 3-1 advantage, at least at this moment, and a still alive moment in their playoff chase.
Oh, tough ball for Striker to keep alive. Opted to try to play to the teammate across, and Good Neighbor wasn't there. The angle from the Shadow on defense enough to keep it clear, and barring miracles off this kickoff, that should take enough time off the clock. The Shadow's playoff hopes stay alive here in Game 2.
At least for one more game, the Shadow keep themselves level. They have the tiebreak over the Sharks, the top of the Tropic Division. They need 3 more wins to take advantage of that tiebreak and sneak in to the playoffs at the top of their division in the Premier League. We are just about ready for Game 3, Jay. Flames, they need to play, or they want to play spoiler. The Shadow need these games in a want versus need scenario. If you're the Flames, how bad do you want it at this point?
I think at this point, if you can't get in, then why should your division rivals in the Shadow get there through you? So really, if the Flames come out again, if they come out strong like they did in game number 1, if they put this out of doubt early, then I think it'll go a long way towards at least salvaging something from not being able to play for the playoffs yourself, with the Sharks locking themselves out of your reach yesterday with their results.
Well, the Shadow need a win. They need another win after that, and then don't look now, but one more after that as well. They did a good job of neutralizing Good Neighbor, more or less. He had a goal, but really had a minimal impact the rest of the contest in that game number 2. Did they do anything special to him, or was it just a matter of he was unable to find his groove?
I think it was a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Better play from the Shadow overall. They had better possession of the ball, and speaking of better possession, off the kickoff, Legend drills it down the middle. Shadow open Game 3.
Oh man, the confidence to be able to cheat on the kickoff in a game that means this much. The Shadow with the courage to do so. If that backfires, you question that decision. In this case, it's like an onside kick at the start of the second half. If it works, you're a genius. If not, you're a sheep. And it definitely worked to perfect benefits on that play as we play a minute 10 in. Shadow have enough to win, at least in game 3. They're going to take possession. Neighbor with the takeaway. Good demo on the back end as well. The Gallup going to follow this up, trying to get it towards the mid. Flames have possession and control for the moment, but Legend with the challenge will put it hard off the side. Striker, that is on target, and it's going to find its way home. 1-1 game, 36 seconds in.
Unfortunately, Legend gets the challenge, but doesn't get enough of it to really get it cleared. Striker finds a great angle. Gallup comes across a little shallow to that ball, gets a really tough angle to get up and make the play, doesn't have the read rate, and the Flames respond inside the first minute.
Even at 1. Flames get enough to at least get themselves on level terms. Neighbor loses the ball. Gallup, good challenge from Neighbor to recover that. Still a chance for the Shadow. Put into the middle. Neighbor's going to use DeGallop as a T there. Flames have a chance to clear it away. It's at the midfield stripe. There's a double commit from the Flames. It's going to go right in front of Legend, who then takes control and possession. Has the possession. Good flick as well. Gallup trying to make things difficult. He does so, but a good clear by Striker is going to put a 2v1 scenario on the Flames back here. That's a chance in front. They score, and the Flames have a 2-1 advantage with 3:44 to go.
Oh, Legend getting themselves into a tough spot there. That awkward turn off the backboard, trying to close that down, allows Striker the chip play, and Gallup isn't really ready for that. Neighbor inside on the infield pass, gets the line. The Flames, 2 unanswered here to take the lead.
Minute 16 in, it's a 2-1 contest. Flames have it back in their own end. They get the clear they need. There's another touch. This one is on target if it's not stopped, and Legend gets up in the nick of time to take that one away. Gallup plays the ceiling, has the angle if he can keep it. Real good defensive play, and the Flames get the clear. What a job by the Flames defensively to read that ceiling shot. Striker, the main cog in that machine.
Big save, and if the Flames come away with this game to play spoiler, you'll look back at that one and really put a pin in that for plays that mattered.
This is going to be back towards midfield. Legend has a 1v1 scenario there. Gallup, recipient of the pass, gives it back to Legend, and it's a nice takeaway from Neighbor to read that and lose patience, and then it's going to be in front of the Shadow net, saved by Gallup. Needs another clear, gets it back over the midfield stripe. Still a 2-1 advantage, and this one's hit hard towards the Flames net. It's going to bounce off the post and away, and the Shadow are kicking themselves for that missed opportunity.
Oh, that is one that, there's not a lot that really could have been done there. Gallup doing everything to get up and try to play that goalward. It was as close as you could get without putting it in, and unfortunately for the Shadow, no follow-up meant no second shot. They probably would have had it with Neighbor not reading the bounce.
That's going to be hard up in the air for the Flames. Off the back wall, trying to finish it. Legend gets it back into his own corner. Puts it back towards midfield, but not for long. Gallup back over to Legend. Legend trying to keep it in frame. He's not going to be able to do so here, but it'll go off the corner. Corner bounce. Gallup trying to win the challenge, and a nice save there from Striker. Neighbor trying to get to the ball, trying to read the play. Gets it past one. The turn is good, and the Flames take a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left.
This was as much psychological as anything, as Neighbor feigned challenging for so long, got Legend to commit, and then took advantage, drove through the boost, drove through the challenge, drove through the ball, into the net. 2-goal lead, Flames.
Minute 57 left in the contest. Good Neighbor trying to finish this for the Flames, give them a little something to lean back on for Season 10. Cleared away by Gallup. Waits, fires, scores, gets them back to within a goal with 101 seconds to go.
What a play by DeGallop, as Good Neighbor tries to get the read on this, and unfortunately just following the play, Striker can't find the angle either, and DeGallop sets up the shot. It's good. It has enough power to carry it past the Flames defense. The Shadow still within reach.
Don't look now. It's a 3-2 game with a minute 40 to go. Shadow season on the line, as it will be for the next couple of games as well if they can survive. Far side shot, it's just high. Gallup into the middle, has Legend there, hard off the back, needs a second touch, it's not going to go. Striker has a chance to take possession, but a nice challenge is going to take that one away. Hard off the back, double touch, needs another one as well. Neighbor takes possession, but it's taken away immediately. Shadow working towards the middle, Gallup is there, crossbar and down, they score, tie game in 3.
I'm thinking to myself, this whole play, someone's at a boost, and it's definitely the Flames, as Legend comes around with 80, finds the teammate in there for the infield pass, gets it through 2, tie game 3-all.
3-3 contest with 69 ticks to go. Middle dot off of the corner wall. That will go towards Good Neighbor and Gallup. Gallup wins the challenge. He's got his partner lurking in the middle in Legend. Legend gonna have to try to turn back in if he decides to. Challenge is a good one. He'll keep it in the Flames' end. Back to midfield. Gallup has the mechanics. He's going to go off the back, looking for a nasty double touch, but the defensive touch off the back wall is golden for the Flames as they take possession. Puts it into the middle. That's a play for Striker, far side. Good save from Gallup, and it finds its way home based on momentum anyway. 39 to go, and the Flames have a 1-goal advantage.
Gallup, no boost except for that 12 right there before that. Striker recognizes it, keeps the angle, keeps the cool, finds the challenge, and their Shadow, despite all their efforts, chasing this one with 40 to go.
Need a good kick. They tried another cheat. This will be in front. That's off the back, off the top of Striker. Good save there. Right place, right time. Flames trying to get it as much downfield as possible to waste more time off the clock. Hard off the back, taken away by Legend. Legend has to try to chase this one down, but it's low on boost. He's going to have to try to get something on his way here. Jump in the middle. Gallup, chance towards the Flames net. Saved by Neighbor as he gets in front of it. That's going to pinch in front. In frame! Oh, it's not going to work. Legend with 7 ticks left. Gonna have to get this into the middle. He's gonna give it up. Chance. Gallup. It rests on his shoulders. He's not gonna get it. And that is gonna do it. I believe they gotta keep it in the air. Shadow. Flames win. They play spoiler. My goodness. The Shadow are kicking themselves. In game 3, the Shadow unable to get it done. 4-3 Flames. And the Shadow now have officially been eliminated from playoff contention.
Well, redid the research. They had the 4-1. The narrative was there. They did everything they could, but the final 40 seconds, as they threw the kitchen sink, the house, everything that they could find at the Flames net, and none of it made sense by the end of it. The Flames get the 1 goal they needed. They get the 2 games they needed to play spoiler, and the rest of this series, Curtis, is going to be nothing but academic.
Yeah, you're gonna look for some revenge if you're the Shadow at this point. They know the situation that they are in. They know who took that opportunity away from them in this series. Now they're gonna come hard, I would hope, as it'll be the Flames with the first touch already off the corner wall. In front, Legend is going to play this one off the side. Still keeping the same speed as we had through the first 3 games in this series. Flames and Shadow. Mechanics are there. Been real entertaining to this point. Gallup over the midfield line. He's going to get the challenge to take it away. Back to the sidewall. Gallup with the pinch. To midfield. Flames in control, but it's in front of their net. Neighbor with the play. Gets it back to midfield as we play 39 seconds in. Flames and Shadow going back and forth. Your first opportunity on net is right there for the Flames, but a nice save from Gallup to knock that one away. 4:09 left. Shadow trying to clean up. Gets themselves into it. Hard off the back. Legend needs a touch. Gets a touch, but it goes straight down. Bounces off the ground. Gallup with the clear. Back to midfield again as we play a minute 10 into game number 4. Has to get it past 1. Neighbor is victimized there. Striker with the touch will get it away from frame, and the Shadow will be left chasing it in the offensive end.
Kind of has a little bit less magic to it now that all the storylines for this one
are
done here. The play hasn't gone away. It's been frenetic. It's had pace, but it just doesn't have that same gravitas to it. And that's a shame because it really felt like these 2 teams could have been playing for a lot, but unfortunately, you know, the way that the season records have gone, they both needed a lot to go their way in the final week, and unfortunately here it was a game of fine lines, Curtis, and that's what it is with MLE sometimes. 70 games is a lot, but at the end of it, every game matters, and that's why we play this whole series out.
Well, and you know that, you know, based on the fact that they needed a 5-0 to get themselves in, or a 4-1 to get themselves in, that there were missed opportunities earlier in the season. That's why those early season games matter as much as they do, because you really put yourself in a tough spot, like unfortunately the Shadow did here, where you have to rely on beating a bitter division rival to get where you want to go and have your goals in sight this season. So that maybe that's a lesson they will take to next season.
Absolutely. With the first 3 weeks being against division rivals, with the exception of the double-header matches where you play in your conference outside a division, a lot of those games are really, really important because they factor into tiebreakers so hugely. Head-to-head in your division being that first tiebreaker, and with the Shadow. They had that on the Sharks, but unfortunately the Sharks, with their own fate in their hands, getting the wins they needed last night, just put that much extra pressure on you. Like I said, every game matters. That's why this isn't a best of. It's a 5-game set. It's a big reason why competition in MLE gets so close down the regular season.
Yeah, it's a magical time of the season for MLE and for Rocket League in general. So it's a lot of fun to be a part of those playoff races each and every season. This one is going to be put towards the Flames net. Still scoreless as we play with 1:50 to go. Left wing side, hard off the back. Legend is there. He's going to try, but a nice save there as good neighbor gets in front of him and it knocks that one away. Last 100 seconds of game 4. Still a chance in front. Shadow and Flames are going at it. Regardless of season record, regardless of playoff standings, regardless of anything, they are absolutely at each other's throats at the moment, trying to take these last 2 wins away from each other.
Definitely, and that's what you want to see out of teams when they get to this point, when all of their mathematics to try and get there have been gone. And Striker again, great challenge. That's been a couple of those tonight. Finds the first goal here.
That was needed. Neighbor with a really good challenge in that corner as well. Puts Legend in a real tough spot. Can only go to one spot with that ball, and Striker with a great read takes it away with no momentum on the Shadow side. Puts that one in. Minute 16 to go. 1-0 lead for the Flames.
A massive dunk by Good Neighbor coming out there is the clear from the Shadow, not able to get away from that hitbox flying through there. The ball's tendency a lot of the times when you're grounded trying to hit the ball, it tends to bounce up. So good job by Neighbor to be able to be above that ball, keep that play there, and Striker as well finding the angle with the challenge.
Neighbor going to try a flick here, and he's going to put this one far side. Legend has to make a save. Does not get credit for the save. Striker in front. Another save from Legend. Couple right in a row for him. And defensively, the Shadow are fine. He's got to try to find a goal on the other side. Up goes Legend towards that net. Not going to find its way home. Up the side ramp it goes. Touched into the middle. Neighbor has to grab boost before going after it. And then gives up possession of the ball in the process. Shadow have the offensive chance in front. Far side, and a good save there. Neighbor uses all that boost to get to that ball. And the Flames are going to chase it in their own end. Gallop, hard off the back. That's not going to go with 13 ticks to go. 1-0 lead for the Flames. They're going to try and ice game 4 as well. Putting it towards the net. Gallop going to go towards the mid. Legend keeps it up in the air, trying to tie the game up. But instead, it is the Flames, barring any miracle here from Gallop, that are going... Well, he's going to try to control it. Nope, that one's knocked away. Legend puts it up in the air again. Hard off the back wall in the Shadow's frame, and the Flames are going to add one more. That'll do it for game number 4. The Flames walk away with a win.
You got to get the feeling that all the teams were playing to just keep it in the air and put it in somebody's net, regardless of whose it was there. With nothing on the lines, the chat coming through, Unearthly Legend with the nice one after the GGs. You definitely know that that's what they were going for, but that's what you like to see after a hard-fought game. 9 shots... 7 saves for the 9 shots for the Flames, 7 saves out of the Shadow, only the 2 shots going in, 6 shots by the Shadow, all saved by the Flames as well, as a 2-0 game. I mean, these teams were close, despite the Shadow needing the wins to get themselves into the playoffs and not having that to play for in this game. They still put on a really close game of Rocket League, and with 1 left, I think you and I both expect more of the same between these teams.
No, I agree. I think it should be competitive just because of the nature of the players that are in the game. They're not going to sit here and just let it go. And it just, regardless of what the result is at this point, they're going to remain competitive, which is what we want. So,
yeah, but while we have a second, we can look forward to what's coming up next on the channel as well. One more match still to go as the Foundation League will come back into frame. It's a win-in for 2 teams in the Sun Division, the Bears and the Pirates, looking to find their way into the playoffs. You don't want to miss that, so don't go anywhere after these next 5 minutes.
Yeah, very simple for that particular series. It's a win or go home for both of those rosters. So that is a must-watch on the 3rd of 3 on this primetime Saturday night. If you guys are just joining us, you missed a couple of really good series so far. It's Curtis and Inanimate J with you as we wind down in Game 5 of what was a very competitive series. Still is a very competitive series. It's not nearly the narrative on the line as it was when we started here. Shadow needed a 4-1 to get into the playoffs, and the Flames took that opportunity away. It's a 3-1 series lead for the Flames at the moment, and it can only go 3-2 at this point as we play scoreless 45 seconds in. Neighbor into the corner. DeGallop. Left wing side, it's Legend. Up in the air. Follows it with the nose. Gets the flip reset. Not able to do anything with it. Gallup has to give chase back down the other way. Neighbor in the area. That goes off the trunk of Gallup. Still in front. That's a problem. Striker's going to add this one in. Near side. 1-0 lead for the Flames.
Great touch by Neighbor. Just gets it in an awkward spot for Gallup. Can't quite get the touch. Wanted to get that away. And Striker's been opportunistic all series long. Takes that one to good effect near post. And the Flames continuing to add salt to the wounds of the Shadow here. They've taken one thing away, and they can take away another game win.
Want to take an opportunity as well while we have a second to give a huge shout out to everybody on the production team. Everybody like Simple, who's been in week in and week out doing things to improve your guys' experience and watching our experience in broadcasting, learning a new piece of software the week before the regular season ends, which is not easy to do by any stretch of the imagination. And all of the broadcasters, all of the other casters as well, that have made this a very fun season to come back in. And from everything from the verified broadcasters to the affiliates to everybody in between, it's been a lot of fun all the way throughout. We're getting it out of the way now because once the playoffs start, all bets are off, and there's not going to be time for anything else.
Well, speaking of the playoffs, don't forget, if you haven't already, go over to twitch.tv/ML Esports GG2. I think they'll be just about wrapping up their third series here as Gallup makes a good save, but make sure you follow them. We'll be carrying 2 channels all the way through the regular season, or all through the rest of this regular season, and all the way through the playoffs until the final weeks of it there, as we'll have matches all through as Legend ties this one up from midfield.
Yeah, just in front of halftime. Striker with the lateral play, and unfortunately, Neighbor not in a place to be able to play that. Gallup with a real nice turn back in, puts that one back towards the net. Legend with the 100% certified, verified goal steal, but it's fine. It goes in. It's a 1-1 game.
Goal confirmation. It's still competitive despite it not being for anything but bragging rights.
That's in front. The Flames trying to get one back. What a save on the far side of the net. I think it was Legend that was right there. Bounces off his car. Right place, right time. Still a 1-1 contest. That's in front. Towards the Flames net. Save there from Good Neighbor. As the possession and control gets 2 bumps. Striker in a tough spot. Gets it back towards the lateral wall. Up it goes. Real nice mechanical jump. Looking for a nasty double, but nearly out of boost is going to be DeGallop, and the Shadow have it at the midfield line. Hard off the top. Hard off the back. Gallup is there towards the net, and they give the Shadow a 2-1 lead as they try to get their second win of the series.
Good Neighbor having to chase that one back. Can't really get a read on that off the backboard as Striker comes across, doesn't get contact. Good Neighbor with the whoops in the chat. I think they know they got that one wrong. And the Shadow might be out of the playoffs, might not be out of winning Game 5, though. They lead here 2-1.
And it's going to be into the corner. Minute 59 to go. Striker. Chance for a long play. Decides the possession plays better. Probably a good idea. Nice bounce as well, but a nice bump on the back end as well by Legend is going to take that opportunity away. Legend going to try to follow this up as the pinch off the back. DeGallop got a little bit too far ahead of the play and was unable to keep it in. That's a miss, though, from Neighbor. Maybe a little bit of a mind game as the second touch goes over the head of Legend. 90 seconds to go. The flick is a good one. Legend with the save. Up is Gallup. Gallup's going to miss contact on it, and the Flames take it back into their own end as the pass from Striker to Neighbor is a good one as they take possession for a moment. And at 15 left. Oh, able to turn this? No, not going to happen. Neighbor loses possession. Striker loses possession as well. Shadow making things difficult. That's going to be into the offensive corner for them once more. In frame near side. Shadow really putting on some good pressure here, and the Flames in a real tough spot boost-wise as more boost is gobbled up there by DeGallop, keeping the Shadow on the offensive, Jay. That's good stuff from them strategy-wise. Something I wish we saw earlier.
Yeah, it's, I think, something that everyone watching this, whether you're down in Foundation League, still learning about the game of Rocket League, or you're still working your way up into the higher echelons of the game. Boost management is such a key thing, both stealing it from your opposition, but also maintaining it yourself. These guys have done, overall, a very good job of managing their boost across the table here with the offensive boost grabs and just pathing around the field, keeping your boost topped up there. To say that Galeb picking up a couple of pads to hit that 50 mark. All of those pads add up real quickly, especially if you hit them in quick succession.
You get 12 per. I mean, you get 3 of them and you have your starting boost at least, if not a little more. This will be a chance in front for the Shadow to add one more. The pinch in front is not going to go. And that is going to conclude matters here in game number 5. It will touch the ground and end the season for both the Flames and the Shadow, but not without a competitive series between these two bitter division rivals. A lot of fun had throughout. Shadow do not get the job done. They had the opportunities, but the Flames play spoiler.
Now, that was all that the Flames wanted to do coming into this one with the results of their division rivals in the Sharks. And congratulations as well to the Sharks picking up a Tropic Division title in Premier League with this. I think we went without saying that. We were focused on the matters at hand for the Shadow, but the Tropic Division, a bit of a struggle overall. Nobody in that division really coming away as a clear favorite, and the Sharks getting the division win by virtue of all of their rivals dropping games down the stretch there. But congratulations to them. They'll look to build on that success into the playoffs starting next week.
Yeah, that should be, and playoffs are always a fun time in MLE. I think you and I will be on hand for a couple of those, I'm sure. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Ready to go back in Season 10 playoffs as the red tape is clearly marked at this point. There are certain ones that are in, certain ones that are out. And speaking of, we have one more matchup on stream tonight. That is going to be the Bears and the Pirates. You talk about the red tape. One of the teams is going to get a win and get in. The other one is going to have an early vacation in the offseason. We find out who that is going to be next. Stay tuned. This is the MLE Network on Twitch. Bears and Pirates coming up next. Stay with us.